Hello, person. We're playing Skald again. Last time I created a character, fought some rats. Then I met Roland, who turns out to be a good friend of mine. Fought my crew because of a revolt they had because they saw a shadow in the water. Then I died after trying to fight them. Came back and negotiated with them. Somehow worked with a 1 in 20 chance. Pulled that out of my ass. Tentacle came out of the water, which turned out to be the shadow and killed Roland. I drowned and then a cutscene happens of 2 weeks earlier. I go to this random ass castle called the House of Baron. I meet Kaidon, who was my old trainer, I guess, and I met Lyra, who talked way too much for how little of a role she played. Anyways, let's get into the video. We're starting back where we were at the temple, so let's get there. The opulence is faded, the shadows longer. Clearly much has changed since last time you were here. Try to remember how long it's been. It's been years, perhaps decades since you were here, not since your father was that house arms master, not since. You must have your wits about you and prepare. Now is not the time to dwell on painful memories. Not since your father's exile. You were no more than 12 when you were driven from the household. Hard were the years that followed. The mercenary's life is bloody and unforgiving. Those years stole your childhood, and eventually they took your father too. But your father has always insisted, to his dying breath, that his failure had been his own, that he had gotten the fate he deserved. The memories are painful nonetheless. Okay, so I kind of feel bad saying this guy died in his own piss. Flanking the doorway are two marble statues. The craftsmanship is stunning, but the sight of the two women depicted fills you with sadness. Let's examine them. One you recognize immediately, Valeria Baron. The mistress of the house, you remember her as a gray ghost, absent and unwell. The other statue depicts the girl you once knew so well, Embla Baron, daughter of the house, and now a woman grown strong and clear-eyed. Her likeness has none of her mother's cowed timidness. How fares Embla? Lyra's eyes flicker ever so slightly. We should hasten to Master Baron. He's long been impatient to see you. But what of Mistress Valeria? The mistress is vacationing in the countryside, Lyra answers curtly. Be on my way. I realized I'm not very good at voice acting, so unless someone actually enjoyed my voice acting, I'm probably gonna cut it out. Cato Baron sits tall in a tasteful but modest reception room. He looks less imposing than you remember, and with a few more crow's feet. I'm gonna stop this dude right there. This dude goes on to yap for like 20 minutes about his daughter Embla and how she goes to look for lost history, and Cato doesn't want her to dig too deep into the history. So he's asking me to retrieve her, and Cato's now happy that I'm retrieving her. That is all he said in those 20 minutes. He talked for 20 minutes, and I swear to God, if I have to listen to 20 minutes of some dude talking again in this... Shake his hand and leave, thank God. Shores of Idra, 20 XP. Thanks for the achievement. So we're back from the ship. Okay, I can only go one way. Okay, so we're back from the crash-landed ship. Slowly, you drag yourself from the cold water onto the relative safety of solid rock. You try and fail to stagger forward as exhaustion washes over you in a great black wave. Oblivion takes you before you hit a rocky ground. You awoke by the cacophonous cries of gulls circling you. Your body is a mass of pain and exhaustion, covered in 1,000 cuts and scrapes. The large white birds gather around you in eager anticipation. What a magnificent feast your bloated corpse would make. Not today, buddy. Minutes or perhaps hours pass as you lay unmoving, trying desperately to will some warmth back into your body. Finally, you manage to force your eyes open. By some miracle, you are not only alive, but you find yourself on the shores of the cursed island of Idra. Strewn around you is the wreckage of Zephyr. You see no other survivors. Lest you find equipment and companions soon, you may have cheated death in vain. Injuries. Your character is critically injured. Am I really? There was like 20 slides I had to read. Gold, a rusty bread knife, and a scrimshaw. Modern attunement tonics. Wading out of the freezing surf, you lose your footing on the slick rocks and fall heavily to the ground. There is a sudden blur of movement in the corner of your eye, and as you frantically try to get to your feet, you slip again. Standing above you on a large rock is a woman dressed in a nautical guild livery. Oh fuck, I learned this word last time. Livery. Wet. Auburn hair clings to her face in the cold wind. Magiballs. What? I was sure I was the only one who made it ashore. Katiana's my name. The crew Katiana's my name. The crew calls me Kat. Or rather they did, I suppose. Listen, you have to get up. We need to get off this beach before you freeze, or worse. There is something wrong about this place. Can't you feel it? Like a taste in your mouth, and there are beasts. Huge sea creatures I ain't ever seen before. I saw them dragging the dead crewmen into a cave west of here. At least I hope they were dead. There's a chance one of the officers was carrying the seal when the boat sank. If we can find it, the Nautical Guild would give anything to have it returned to them. Seal? What seal? Captain's seal. All I know is the guild pays well to have one returned if a ship is ever lost. Yeah, let's go. Good. I found this bow in the cargo crate. We best find you a weapon too as soon as possible. I'll suspect we need it before long. Together you begin to move off the beach and towards whatever darkness dwells in the island's interior. Crude short sword and gold. Let's equip that short sword. A lanky man with skin like sun-dried leather stares slack-jawed at you. He's dressed in rags with a wide-brimmed hat and a large bundle of scraps slung over his shoulder. Do Basilo's eyes deceive him? More ghosts? Or did the sea spit you back out alive? Not many are that lucky. Your eyes fall on the crude spiked club that hangs from the belt. Who are you? Basilo makes his living picking out what the mother of maelstroms does not swallow, and it's been rich pickings as of late, crepes and barrels, even the odd fleshy morsel. The man bears a row of blackened teeth and what you assume is a smile. Rich pickings? Listen here, Basilo has a proposal for you. The man smiles in greedy anticipation. The shore's bursting with bounty today. Man can make a fortune if he sets his mind to it. Better yet, no need for Basilo to risk his hide. You seem fit enough and I've got coin. I'll buy whatever you bring to me. Might even have a piece or two to sell if you're interested. Just beware of clippers. It's kind of suspicious. All the blood on his racket. Very well. Basilo will be warming his bones up at the old abandoned farmhouse right behind us. Find me there. Wait, I had some questions. Not here out in this cold. Find Basilo up by the farmhouse. Might even have some soup cooking for you. The man slinks off into the fog, heading north as his form dissolves into the nothingness of the mist. You can hear him muttering to himself excitedly. God, dude. I think this game's gonna be all reading. I'm sorry, I'm not good at narrating. Penny buns. A blood-curdling howl cuts through the fog. Whatever its source, it's not far away and it sounds dangerous. Critical hit, let's go. Okay, I do not think that's good. God damn it. Oh fuck no. All the way back here. Yeah! Oh fuck, I accidentally pressed attack. We're fighting like an 84-year-old retired dude with dementia. This cannot be a fair fight. The small farm is overgrown and derelict, and it appears to be abandoned. At one point, you muse, this must have been a quaint place, a good spot to raise your family perhaps. Suddenly, as if summoned by your very thoughts, the faint but unmistakable sound of children's laughter is carried on in the wind. The sound is only distorted when a strange echoing quality, and for some reason, it chills you to your bones. The sound is interrupted by a woman's cry of pain or perhaps sorrow. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so it appears when you swap through these, the stats actually have a reason to exist. I guess I'll have this dude train. I'll have them both train. Let's see how that goes. Let's begin rest. Camp activities. Okay, I'm too hungry. I don't know how this works. Okay, let's retry this sleeping thing. I did not read anything that said, did I train? The chest ahead of you is wet and covered in seaweed. It also looks familiar. Instantly, you realize this is your luggage from the Zephyr. The combination lock remains sound, meaning the contents of the chest is likely still unmolested. What a word to use. I have a shield. No, this one has a smaller range of damage, but this one has a bigger range. Alright, I equipped the axe and some ranger outfits with a shield to go along with it. A woman sits in the grass ahead of you, with the well looming over her. She is emaciated, ragged, and covered in grime. How long has she been sitting here? Days, weeks? She rocks back and forth, almost catatonic. Then suddenly you hear it again. The clear sound of playful children's laughter rises from the well. The woman wails. The woman rocks slowly back and forth. What happened? I know I said I wouldn't do it, but I couldn't resist.
It took them. Called out to them. I heard it. Funny thing is, I heard it calling with my voice. Oleg and Anja live in the well now. They're calling for me to join them.
Can I help?
It will never stop. It will multiply until it covers all the lands and all the seas. And when we are all dead and bones, the conqueror will mold our dresses, our corpse in black mourning veils.
Her voice is flat and monotone, and the strange words almost seem to come from somewhere else. She then lets out a deep sigh.
But if I had my children's bones to bury, it would give me some respite.
A moment of silence. Then the sickening sound of children laughter once again rises from the well. I guess I'll take this dude's stuff. They don't need it, right? I mean, they're kind of stuck in a well. I'm just borrowing. Ooh, vegetable soup. A blood-curdling howl cuts through the fog. Might be dead here. You don't know. Okay. I swear to God, if I die again, I'm actually gonna be pressed. Wait, no! Dude, I moved down! I'm gonna do this off scene. I kind of got a little mad at that. I'm gonna start making shorter vids because the last one was 15 minutes and I had to edit it down to 14. So I like these shorter video styles more. But unimportant stuff aside, I hope you have a good night, person. Sleep tight.